Good morning, how are you? We are doing lesson 143, which is pages 257 and 258 in your math worksheets. So it's the lesson on compound measures. We're going to do a quick review and a little mental math preparedness, and then we'll get to the lesson and go ahead and get started. So first thing I want to review are these changing to decimals. So hopefully you remember this is 0.25. 0.3 repeating, 0.6 repeating, 0.75, 0.2, hopefully you remember 0.125, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 0.375, 0.625, 0.875, 0.16 with a bar over the repeating 6, 0.83 with a bar over the repeating 3. We don't use this one as often, but I hope you remembered. 0.5. So those are those. Maybe we'll review next time where I give the decimal and you have to give the fraction version. But let's get to our mental math problems. Are you ready? There's going to be 4 of them today, and they're not super long ones. All right, so the first one, 7 times 7 plus 1 divided by 10 plus 5 times 2 divided by 4 equals. You should have 5. Those were easy numbers, so to keep up with those, that should not have been too difficult, and the answer is 5. All right, next one, 6 plus 6 times 3 divided by 9 plus 4 minus 2 divided by 3 equals. Did you get 2? I hope so. Next one, 9 plus 1 plus 4 plus 1 divided by 5 plus 3 times 4 equals. The answer is 24 if you followed it along carefully. All right, last one. 11 times 3 minus 1 divided by 8 plus 6 times 4 plus 2 divided by 6 equals. Did you get 7? I hope so. Those are our mental math ones to get us warmed up for today. Ooh, I just shook the table. All right, let's go ahead and get into our lesson. So hopefully you have your worksheet out. And remember, when you're doing the worksheets, you're supposed to be doing all the green letters as well. So every problem on the worksheet, except for the ones that I tell you to leave off specifically each lesson. Another reminder, a lot of you are not showing your work, so you're not getting the full A credit when you turn that in. So please make sure you're doing your work the way I show you on the board, the way I expect it when we are in class. I should still see that, not just answers on your paper. So please be careful for that and start doing what you know you're supposed to do, please. All right, let me get this out of the way. All right, compound measures. Let's read the facts on our page 257 together in the yellow box. First of all, a compound measure, we've worked with these before. They have more than one unit, so it's got 2 different units. For example, if you look to the right, 1 pound, 3 ounces. It's got pounds and ounces, 2 units. Number 2, a compound measure can be simplified by converting the larger unit to the smaller. All right, so we can simplify 5 pounds, 4 ounces by converting it just into ounces. Now, if you remember, it's 16 ounces per pound. So times 5. 16 times 5, we get 80, and then of course, you don't have to show this part, but just showing you where it comes from as a reminder. All right, we have 84, so if we're just converting it to the smaller unit, you're going to have 84 ounces. So that's one way to simplify, and I'm going to erase this so it's not all confusing with everything on the board in just a moment, into the smaller unit. There's another way though. Fact 3, and we've done this before as well. A compound measure can also be simplified by converting the smaller unit to the larger. So let's say we want to take 5 pounds and 8 ounces and just make pounds. We're going to use a mixed number, remember? 5 full pounds, and then 4 ounces out of how many sixteenths? Or how many sixteenths? Out of 16 ounces in a pound. All right, we simplify, of course, if we can. So when we're changing it to pounds, that's another way of simplifying it by making a mixed number. So we can simplify it by changing it all to the smaller unit, ounces, or all to the larger unit, pounds, and we make that a mixed number using a fraction. We had 4 out of 16 of the ounces to make the next pound, so it's 5 1/4 pound. Number 4, it says to add compound measures, we're going to add like units, and we're going to simplify if there are any of the larger unit contained in the smaller unit. So we'll get to that when we get to step 3. We're going to go to section 1 and 2. All right, so number 1, we're converting all of these to the smaller unit. So in A, we're converting all to inches, B, we're converting to quarts, C to grams, and D to minutes. So we're going to A, looking at that first. 2 feet we know is how many inches? You should say 24. Then we've got 4 inches right there. That one you should be able to work out in your head and recognize you've got 28 inches total. That is simplified to the smaller unit of inches. How about B? Hopefully you remember there are 8 quarts in a peck. So 1 peck, 8 quarts, and then you've got 3 more quarts, giving you a total of 11 quarts, simplified just all to that smaller unit. How about C? How many decagrams in a gram? You should remember that's 10, right? We've got, oops. And then here's your meter, liter, or gram. Remember, each step is up 10, okay? So there are 10 decagrams in every gram. So you've got 3 decagrams, that's 30, plus 5 grams, 35 grams. How about D? You should be able to do this one. All right, did you get 190 minutes? Because 60 times 3 is 180, and then you've got an additional 10. All right, so that's section 1. Section 2, we're going to do the next part, where we're converting it into a mixed number, okay, changing it all to the greater unit. So if you're looking at A, 2 feet 4 inches, you should remember that's 4 out of how many inches? 12, which of course simplifies to 2 1/3 feet. Okay, we're converting to the larger unit here. All right, B, remember again, we've got a peck and 3 quarts. How many quarts did we just say are in a peck? 8. There's nothing to simplify here. So how many pecks do you have? 1 3/8. That's all that's left. All right, C, we have decaliters and liters. So again, we have 3 decaliters and what was it, 5 out of what? There's 10 liters in a decaliter. So when we simplify, we have 3.5 decaliters. All right, how about the last one? Can you do this one? Pause, and then we're going to go over the answer. All right, hopefully you're done. We've got 3 hours and 10 minutes. We know there are 60 minutes in that hour. So you should have simplified down to 3 1/6 hours. Okay. We've done all of these, but it's always good to go back through and review skills because we are going to review them and use them a lot this week. We're going to have subtracting compound measures, multiplying compound measures, but today we're just going to start with adding compound measures. So if you go back to step 4 in the yellow box, okay, yes, we're doing section 3, but we're looking at step 4 in the yellow box, you're going to add your like units, and then we will simplify as we can. So when it's saying add like units, we're going to add our inches first. We've got 8 plus 10 plus 9. Which is 27 inches. All right, and then 7 plus 3 plus 6. But we are going to simplify. We're going to keep it a compound measure, but we're going to simplify this part in case there are any that we can convert to feet. Now you should recognize 27 inches is really the same as what? 2 feet. And then how many left over? 3 inches, right? Because there's 12 inches in a foot. 12 and 12 is 24. That's 2 feet. We're just looking at this part right now. 2 feet with 3 inches left over. So now we're going to put that with the 16 feet. So really 16 feet and 2 feet. I have 18 feet, 3 inches. This is our compound measure. We're going to leave it as a compound measure. We are not changing it to all feet. We're not changing it to all inches, although those are good skills to identify and know. We are just simplifying it into, how would you express it? 18 feet, 3 inches. So let's do the first 2 together, and then I'm going to let you do C on your own. So looking at A, we've got 3 pounds, 9 ounces. I miss having you guys here to help me read these off so I don't have to keep turning around. 4 pounds, 8 ounces. That's not the only reason I miss you, but that's one of the things that miss. 2 pounds, 9 ounces. I feel like I should add a stop working ahead or don't doodle in your book because I'm used to saying those things. All right, well, let's go ahead and add the like units. We've got 9 plus 9 plus 8. We're going to add all the ounces first. We've got 17 plus 9, 26 ounces. All right, and then 3, 4, and 2 gives us 9 pounds. I definitely have 16 ounces here. So really what I have is 1 pound, 10 ounces. So we are going to combine the pounds now, 10 pounds, and keep our ounces. This is our answer completely simplified. All right, let's do B together. There we go. 4 feet, 5 inches. Let's see, 2 feet, 7 inches. Plus, what do I have here? 3 feet, 9 inches. So I'm sure that while I'm writing this, many of you are already going ahead and solving. That's fine. So let's check. You've got 12 plus 9, we get 21 inches, so not quite 2 feet. 4 plus 2 plus 3 is 9 feet. What does this simplify to? This is definitely 1 foot and 9 inches, all right? 12 plus 9 would be 21. 12 is 1 foot with 9 inches left over. Let's put this together. 10 feet, 9 inches. There's our answer simplified. So hopefully when you work through that, you got it. Now do C on your own. Pause it and then come back to check your answer. All right, you should have gotten 13 hours and 99 minutes when you added them together. Of course, that 99 minutes is really an hour and 39 minutes. So when you put that together, you've got 14 hours and 39 minutes. So if you did not get that, go back and rework it, but that should be your simplified answer. 4 is solve and check. We've got some equations. If there are things you can do on one side of the equal sign, great. Otherwise, do you remember your goal? Get the variable alone. Good. Solve the side where you don't have a variable. Then what? Undo the operation with the variables. So you're doing the opposite, but you need to show it. A lot of you are just putting answers. That's not good enough because that's not what I'm teaching you. I'm not teaching you how to find a simple number. I'm teaching you the steps, how to show your work, and that's what I need to see on your papers. Some of you are just putting an answer. X equals 5. Okay, great. Where did you get that? And how did you show your process? So show the steps the way I taught you, and if you need to go back to that lesson, it's still there on YouTube. You can fast forward to just that part and watch again, but you need to show your work properly. All right, on the back page, section 5, completing the chart. For today, just do the black letters. So doing A and B, either find the diameter or the radius, depending on what you've already been given, and then find the circumference in the area. Let's review again very quickly. What is the formula for circumference? Hopefully you said pi times diameter. What's the circumference? What's the formula for area? Pi times radius squared. So please make sure you're using the correct measurement, because some of you are just throwing in diameter every time in the formula, and that's not what they call for. So to get both answers correct, you need to use the proper one, diameter or radius, depending on what the formula calls for. But you can cross off C and D on this chart and just complete the block letters for today. And it gives you plenty of space to show your work right there on the paper. Same with number 6, you're finding the amount of discount and the sale price. Go ahead and cross off those green lettered ones for today and just do A and B. I need the discount amount and then I need the final sale price. And it does give you room to work right there on the paper. And then last, section 7, finding the answers. Watch out for letter F. A lot of you are only squaring the numerator, but the entire fraction is in parentheses. So it's the entire fraction times itself. So you have to take 3/7 times 3/7, not 3 times 3 over 7. Okay? That's not what it's showing. When that whole fraction is in parentheses, it means the whole fraction times itself, not just the numerator times itself. Numerator times itself and denominator times itself when that entire fraction is in parentheses. So make sure you correct that so you're not doing that mistake anymore. Otherwise, that is the lesson for today, and I'll see you on tomorrow's lesson as we work with subtracting compound measures. All right, I'll talk to you later or sooner. Bye.